Mhm. Okay, good. I'm opening it now. Ashley, I'm not quite sure what's going on. I see you talking. I,
You can use the chat option
yeah.
if there's something wrong with the speaker, I think. I don't want to click it.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, Jane, let's get started.
Yay! This group is falling apart. I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's see. I just opened it. So, question 1 and 2. Go down to 3. Okay, we said our property test. C, correct?
And
Independent.
yeah.
And they're not independent. 4 degrees of freedom. That one was C as well. That was a Roman column.
Or 4. Yeah.
Yeah, so then what did you get on 5?
Okay, so I was so a little bit confused. So it says, the number of rows by columns or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that it would be, so if we plugged it in for this data set, it would be 4 minus 1 times 3 minus 1?
4 minus 1 times 3 minus.
Because there's the 4 columns and then 3 rows? Or am I way off?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Maybe I'm taking the cheating way out because I don't actually use the math. I just look. Okay, so we have 3 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and so I take 1 away, 1 row, 1 column, and that just gives us 2 left. So I just like kind of cross out the column total, cross out the total on the right, and then we just have the female and male.
So 6 is the final answer you're getting, though, right?
I'm getting. Let's see. What is the correct choice for degree? Or is it all of the boxes, or just?
See, that was my question. Is if it's because I was reading in the sorry, I was reading in the lesson or whatever, and it says just the values. If I remember correctly, it said something like it doesn't even matter what the numbers are. Like it's something really bizarre.
Interesting.
Hold on,
Yeah,
I'm trying to find it.
I
Okay,
think we
here it is.
all tried. Okay, yeah.
Oh wait. For organizational reasons, counts are traditionally arranged in a table called a contingency table. One variable is chosen as the row variable, so called because its values are the row headers for the table. The other variable is called the column variable because its values are the column headers. So I took it as just the headers, like the title of the rows and columns.
Okay. Just the
It's not
header.
the total, is what
It's
Ashley
not
says
what?
in the chat. It's not the total. So we don't
Okay.
include that row?
So then it would just be 2.
I don't think so.
Okay, so I think it's just 2.
So it is. So it's like 3 minus 1 times 2 minus 1.
Oh, yes. 3 minus 1.
Or to put it easier, 2 times 1. So it's 2.
Yeah, so then we get 2. Okay. If I get that. Okay. Ashley, did you need help with any of the questions beforehand? Okay. So 6 other requirements for a chi-square test for independence meant by the
No, right? Because it doesn't have enough cells?
Oh, I think it's. Let me scroll back up because I thought it was the yes. There are.
The 2 requirements are that it's simple. Ashley thinks it's A.
Think it's
Simple
A.
random sample, and then the count must be greater than or equal to 5.
Yeah, so I think, I'm just looking back up, they're all greater than 5, so I think it's a yes. So Ashley says A. Yes, there are at least 5. So yes, there are 5 observed counts in at least one cell. Okay, so yes, I do think the requirements are met because there's 5.
So when it's asking, what is it asking that's greater than 5?
The numbers in each of the columns. So when you go back up and you look in the Republicans, everything, you have 250, 350, 200, 150, 50. All of those individually have to be greater than 5.
Okay, that's a lot simpler than I was thinking. I always assume math is gonna throw the worst possible thing at you.
5. Okay, what is the value of chi-squared test statistic for this problem? Is this having to run it through the SPSS script? Okay. Then I've opened it once, so we have to wait for cases first. And then we'll run it.
Ashley says you have to create it. Do you have the chat thingy up? Can you see what she's saying?
When I'm looking at it, yes, I
Okay.
have to go back and forth between everyone. So you have to create it. Okay.
So create it from scratch.
So do we just make it as in there, like we have the female, male, and then the total? Okay.
You don't put in the total.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Did you?
Mm.
11.688
Is
for the
that what you
chi.
got?
That's what Ashley said for the chi square.
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. What?
So for the weight part, wait, would it be the gender? No. Ashley's sharing her screen.
Oh, good. We got it on a little long. Um, yeah.
What do you have as the variables? I can't read anything that's inputted. It's kind of like fuzzy on my screen. What about the independent? Is that one not included? Yeah, it says Republican, Democrat, and then it has independent both at 50 for a value. But it's the right process. Alright, I set mine up wrong.
Yeah, I'm trying to do
So it's party gender count.
it. Yeah. Okay, I just reset it up. I'm gonna try to run it really quick just to make sure. Uh, okay, stop. Mhm. So, how do we know which one to put in the rows and in the columns?
I thought you just.
Like, do I put the count in one?
So it's party, gender, and then count are the 3 columns.
Yes, but when I'm running the test, so I go analyze, descriptive statistic, crosstab, I'm not quite sure when to put in the rows and which one to put in the column. I did the weight case. And then quality and gender. Perfect.
All right.
There we go. Okay. I just did it and I got 16.2. Awesome. Okay. Product took forever. P-value.
For p-value, she got 0.
Hi guys, sorry I'm late.
Hi, Nathan. Is that?
Wait,
Is
so
it
does
for a
that mean that
question?
7 is the 16.204 number?
Uh-huh. And then 8 is
0.
Okay.
Where are you guys?
Down to the kitchen 9 now. Ashley's sound isn't working, so we've been going back and forth. And if you want us, we can go back. Which are the following statements of point zero? So we fail and with the knowledge with this evidence. This is just that gender voting. Not
Is it C?
no, it's A. I got A. Because we rejected the null. P value is 0.000 or 0. We have sufficient evidence to suggest that gender and voting preferences are not independent because we're in the process now. So I say it's A.
What question are you working on?
Well, now we're
we
on
just-
10.
So we're about to open the data for chiropractic. It's nice we get to open this one up and not. Okay. The first one.
10 is true.
Yep, all of them are 11 degrees of freedom.
So it's 3 and 5, it looks like.
I think so. Yeah.
So it's 2 times flow. It's 8. Would it be?
Yes, I got 8.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I got. So 11, 8. Okay. So we're gonna run this one. Rate cases.
What?
Yep, Ashley, I just hopped on. I got 7.436 as well. I just got them.
Which one did you put into the column for the test?
I'm not 100% sure if it matters. I know I didn't put the count one, so I just did the first one in the first box, the second one. So I think I did reasons in the first box and the location in the second. I just did not put the count in one of them. Hold on, Ashley, I'm checking your p-value. Okay, yep. That's the same thing. 4 12 is 7. then
Oh, cool.
13.
Wait, I got it to work.
Nice. Awesome. P-value.
So the 0.490 for the p-value?
Yep.
Okay. This, yeah.
Okay, so for the last one, 490 is over. Then we're going to fail to direct the note, so it'll be insufficient evidence. I think it's B, sorry. This one. If someone wants to submit it, and I can help Mildred.
I'll submit it.
Okay. Mildred, you have any questions on any of these?
You kidding me, right?
No.
I just came in,
It's true.
so I have.
Who knows it? But once you hear from Jamie.
Sorry, it's taking a minute to
That's good. So
do
if
its
we just
thing. We got 100.
we did?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You
So
sound so surprised.
which one did you put on question 6?
6. I did A.
A, okay. I didn't know it was each cell or at least one.
And then for the last one, I did the B. There's insufficient evidence.
Awesome. Okay, well, I think we're good. That everyone can just start getting the measurements.
Anyway, so what did you do on question 3?
So question 3, it's always the null is always independent and the alternative is always not independent. That will always be.
So which one was? C?
It was, yeah, it's the last one, C.
So just real quick, for the next session, do you want us? We want to have all the measurements and stuff, right? For the group project, and we're doing it in feet, in inches with no shoes, right?
Yep, inches with no shoes, just so we're the same. Yep.
Awesome.
So if you guys need to take off and help me.
What did you get on 4? Because I'm not going to be able to solve it while you guys are here. I'm going to have to do it on my own afterwards. What do you have on 4?
4, it's C. It's always number of rows minus 1, number of columns, times number of columns minus.
Number of, okay.
So that's always that response.
And 5.
And then, so if you do that, you don't use the total column. So then you just have 3 minus 1, 2 minus 1. And so then you times those together and the answer is 2. And then for 6, you said it's A. Yes, there's at least 5 for each cell.
7.
7 is 16.204. 8 is 0.
I'm gonna
Jamie,
take
really quick. Did you? Yeah, really quick. Did you put 0 or 0.0 for the p-value for the first one? Do you remember?
What number is that?
It is number 8.
I just put a 0.
Just 0. Okay, I didn't know if it mattered.
I always put all the zeros, even if it's 0, because it says round to 3 decimal points, so whatever.
That's it. If you guys need to
I'll
take
make it going.
Yeah.
So Tuesday at 5?
Tuesday?
Yes. Yeah, 5.
All right.
We'll see you then. Bye. Okay, so
Tuesday,
Mildred,
we changing Tuesday's meeting to 5 o'clock?
we always meet Tuesdays at 5. And then Wednesdays we meet at
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No,
Anyway,
you're
so
fine.
nine will be there is sufficient evidence to reject the null, right? So, but I haven't read the
Yeah.
problem, so will be
Yeah, so you reject it. So I'm just going to tell you it's A. So there is sufficient evidence to suggest that gender and voting preferences are not independent. Because since you rejected the null, you'll take the alternative, which alternative is not independent. So that's why it's that specific wording.
so it's A.
Yes, 9 is A.
Okay, and 10 is
10 is true. 11 is 8. 12 is 7.436.
7 point what?
Let me scroll back up, make sure I'm telling you right. 7.436. 13 is 0.490. And then
I'm
it's going to
sorry.
be B.
13 is 1.90.
No, 13 is 0.490.
I'm sorry. 0.460.
0.490.
Okay.
And then since it's a high number, the answer is going to be B. There is insufficient, because we failed to reject the null, evidence to suggest that motivation to visit a chiropractor is not independent.
Okay. We're submitted now. Let's see. Did you do the let me see. Did you do the homework quiz for 18 with all those
Yes.
3 questions at the end, whatever? How did you do on that?
I missed one of them. I took it twice. It was the very last one, and I did.
I got the last one wrong too.
Yeah, I think I have different options, and looking at it again, Ashley, I know you didn't take it. Okay, bye, Ashley.
Bye, Ashley.
Okay, so I took it, and at first I guessed the Z1 and T1 because the sample T independent or whatever. But I'm wondering if it was an independent test one because you have the flowers that grow in one climate, and she wanted to know if it could grow in another climate. So I was wondering if it's independent because they don't depend on each other. So, but I didn't guess that, so I got it wrong.
I got that one wrong too. And you know which one I got wrong last week for, I think it was 17. It was also the last question that it was like a choose whatever. I got it wrong twice, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe that. So
yeah, those ones are tricky for me.
I know. I emailed the professor today. I emailed him and I said, could you please just address that on the lesson tonight? You know, I'm not going to attend, but I could watch it later on because you know what? Yeah, we learned how to do those problems, but then in order to answer those questions, we need a lot of reasoning, and I feel like we need help